I'll run the meeting. Okay.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we just put. Let's see. We have we just put a link in the chat to the minutes. Putting that again for late joiners. Please add yourself to the minutes. And with that, did you? So should probably. Oh, we didn't note this the last time. Do we have any? We didn't note action items from last meeting. Do we have any action items from last meeting to follow up on?
No, probably we can just go to the item in this agenda directly.
Okay, so let's start out with that. And hold on, let me share. So here we go. Supporting data persistence, integration with storage class.
So I'm working on that. Sorry, I said that I'll be able to finish it before this meeting, but I couldn't. I have been quite busy for last couple of weeks. However, I started reworking on it from yesterday, and I should be able to submit a PR at least this week now, Benjamin. I'm sorry about being late on this one.
Yeah, it's fine. So are you going to just deliver a huge PR, or are you going to deliver probably a simple document to summarize your design, your thoughts? Probably, eventually, if you just deliver PR, probably I imagine it's a huge PR. It's a very big PR. So the point is we should make sure eventually you should make the review easier. So probably you can break down the PR into a couple of small PR. For example, the first one is just scaffold, just to highlight the structure, the design, and followed by a couple of follow-up small PR.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Okay, let me think how I can try to present it so that it's easier to review. Probably, as you suggested, breaking it down.
If you can provide documents, probably even better.
Yeah, I mean I'm following primarily what you have suggested, but I will also try to present it in such a way that it's easier to review. I get what you are saying, like bigger PRs are obviously harder to review. Let me think how to dissect and slice and dice it in such a way that it's still a piece of code which is independent enough so that it doesn't break stuff, but still be able to merge. So let me think about that. Yeah, thanks, Benjamin. But you should see some activity from me this week on this. I was hoping to do it like probably last week, but as I said, last couple of weeks I've been really tied up with a lot of other stuff. So
yeah, it's fine. You know, the data processing is really important. So I'm happy to discuss offline if you need.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I think this is one of the most important pieces according to my understanding is like one of the critical pieces. But if I am not able to like focus it on this week, then I'll ask for help that I'm not getting active for time. But I think I should be able to finish it this week.
Okay.
It's just that I mean it's not that the piece is complex or something. It's just that I have not been able to carve out enough time to actually work on it because of my other priorities.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks.
Okay, anything else on storage, or should we move on to certificate management?
I think we are okay to move on to the next one.
Okay. So initial scaffold. Yep.
Yeah. Can you open the documents, the Google documents? Can you open the? Yeah, you know, there are two priorities. The first priority is the data persistence. The second priority is the certificate management. So because there's no much progress, so I summarize a document to summarize the spec, the interface, also the high-level design. From the interface, there are two kinds of interface. The first is from the user perspective. So how the user configure the edit operator for the certificate management. The second interface is for how the controller to call the certificate management package. The two kind of. So this is a high-level document. Okay, the first section is for the background. So now, if the edit operator needs to configure the certificate for the LCD, so the user we should be able to familiar with how LCD uses the certificate. So the first background, so how LCD uses the certificate. In LCD cluster, there are two kinds of certificates. The first is for the LCD server to connect to accept connection from the clients. So the server-side certificate. The second certificate is for the LCD member peers between LCD members to communicate with each other. So this is peer certificate. Okay, so these are two kinds of certificates. So the LCD operator should configure the LCD cluster to work correctly. And also go to the next, please go to the next section. Also for the LCD operator, need to connect the LCD cluster. For example, to add a member, remove a member, something like that. So the LCD operator needs a client-side certificate to talk to the LCD cluster. So in summary, there are three kinds of certificates. The first is for the LCD server to connect, to accept connection for the clients. The second certificate is for the LCD member to talk to each other. The third certificate is for the LCD operator to talk to the LCD cluster. So this is the three kinds of certificates. And also for the requirements, for the requirement is straightforward, it's simple. So there are 4 requirements. The first requirements for each member should have a different certificate. So all the members cannot share the same certificate. So each member should have a different certificate. The reason is in the future, if you rotate the certificates, all the members will be affected. It doesn't work. So we should make sure when you rotate the certificate for one member, other members shouldn't be affected. So rolling updates. So this is the reason. The second requirement is, when we add a new member in the cluster, we should be able to dynamically create a certificate for the new member before adding the member. Similarly, the third requirement is when we remove a member from the cluster, we should be able to dynamically revoke and delete the certificate. And the last one is for the LCD operator should have valid client certificate to talk to LCD cluster. Yeah, these are the 4 requirements. Okay, for the interface, just as I mentioned, there are 2 kinds of interface. The first is the user interface. It means how user configure the LCD operator, configure the certificate management for the LCD operator. Yeah, I think there are a couple of examples. The example 1 and example 2. Probably we will go to the last example from the Lubomir. Lubomir raised the valid comments. So can we go to the third example, the last example? Yeah, the last example. Yeah, the example we will add a TLS section in the CRD, TLS section in the CRD, and we will have a provider. We support different providers. For example, in the beginning, we will support 2 kinds of provider. The first is auto. Auto means the LCD operator will automatically generate the self-signed certificate for the LCD cluster. This is for the test environment, not for production. If the user wants to do quick evaluation on the LCD operator, it should be useful. And the second is for the certificate manager. Just one more important thing, the certificate management is not LCD operator responsibility to manage all the certificates. The goal is to make sure user can integrate their existing certificate management system into LCD operator. So we're not going to manage the certificates. We just make sure user can configure their existing system into the LCD operator. Yeah, this is the goal. Yeah, the second interface. The second interface is for the controller communicate with the controller, how controller consume the certificate. From the controller perspective, they don't care about how the certificates are generated. Don't care about that. From the controller perspective, it can only see the secret, Kubernetes secret. So all the certificate will be included in the Kubernetes secret. That's all. It's simple. So when you add a member into the cluster, so we should make sure the secret should be available before the controller add the member into the cluster. So that is simple, just secret. Make sure the secret is available for the reconcile workflow to use. So there are three kinds of secret. For example, the server TLS and peer TLS and the client TLS. Just as mentioned previously, there are three kinds of certificates. And high-level design. And high-level design is similar to the basically there's no change for the high-level design. The high-level design is similar to the 0.1 design doc, similar to that diagram. So I'm not going to go to the high-level design. For the low-level design, there are two kinds of provider: is order provider and certificate manager provider. For the order provider, I think it should be straightforward. We just create self-signed certificates for the Edison operator to use. This for the evaluation purpose. So you see, this should be the first step. Okay, that's all for the design. Can you go back to the PR? Can you go back to the PR?
Okay.
Yeah, can you go back to the PR? Can you open the file change? Sorry, can you open click the file change? Yeah, please. Yeah, I think it's pretty. There are dedicated package, certificate package. So all the details for the certificate should be included in the subdirectory. So for the controller perspective, don't care about the detail of the controller. They only care about the interface exposed by the certificate. So they are interface. They are new provider. They are new provider. The controller passing a provider type, and then your provider return interface, provide interface for the controller to call. And the provider the interface, there are interface. Can you go scroll down to the scroll down? Yeah, there's a provide interface. There are a couple of functions in the interface. For example, ensure certificate secret. The controller just call this method, and the certificate manager should make sure the secrets can be created. This can be asynchronous call, which means when the controller call this method, and the controller just return, and we check the progress periodically, and validate the similar. When the next time controller validate whether or not the secret is valid or not. When the user remove a member from the cluster, the controller should be able to remove the certificate and revoke the certificate. Yeah, similar than something like that. Yeah, that's all for the certificate management. Arka, do you have any updates on the?
Yeah, so I'm actually refactoring my PR to comply with this design, and I started with the auto this one. So I'm like probably by end of this week or before that even I'll be able to push all the changes. So I'm just like getting stuck in the reconcile part. So I'll just write that, finish it, and push the code here. So by before end of this week, I guess the auto provider part will be done.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just the certificate is all important. Yeah. Please
Mm.
feel free to reach out. You can lead any discussion offline.
Yep. Sure. Yep.
Yeah. That's for the certificate management.
Okay. Any more discussion about certificate management?
No, for now.
Okay. Let's move on to ETE test. Wait. What is this?
No, sorry. Sorry, this is
How
wrong PR.
how is this related to the operator?
Sorry, it's wrong PR. Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, the next one. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Hold on, let me get rid of that out of the notes. Okay. Okay, conversion of ETE test to ETE framework.
Yeah, yeah, I think the PR. Yeah, the PR is not need to be rebased. It's huge. It's more than 2,000 change. I don't believe it's a 2,000 code change. You need to rebase this PR.
Yeah, I think I just pushed in a couple additional files. I am working on removing them.
Okay.
Yeah, the PR is based on a very old commit. You need based on the latest commit to do the PR.
Right. Can we maybe just look into the code that I've pushed?
Yeah, the problem is, the PR is more than 2,000 code change. There's no way to review this PR. You have to rebase the PR before we review it.
Okay.
The reason is, the reason when you created PR, you didn't sync the PR from the upstream GitHub server. You needed to make sure the
Right,
local
yeah.
is the latest code.
Right. I'll do it and I'll push the PR. I just wanted that like we check out the code that I've pushed in the what's the exact name of the file? I'm sorry, I just forgot. E2E suite test.go. I think it replicates more or less everything that was mentioned in the default Jinko tests.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Please rebase the PR. We will take a look later offline.
Okay.
Okay. Any other discussion on this?
No more for now.
Okay. We have a few minutes left. Any other matters for discussion?
Does anyone have any question or want any other topic to discuss?
Okay. If not, we can all get back to rebasing, etc. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, we'll create a meeting today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.